The All-Star break is over at last, and it's time for Conejo Oaks baseball as the Oaks come back to Pirate Park for Game 21 of their 2026 CCL season, taking on the 1-6 Santa Maria Indians. Alongside Sammy Fawn, my name is Calvin Kaplan. So good to be back here with you for Oaks baseball on YouTube. And Sammy, the Oaks, after a 4-day absence, will be looking to regain their stride coming out of the All-Star break. What do you see as the biggest keys today?
Well, first of all, I just can't believe how fast the season has gone. We're already past the All-Star game. And I think the biggest key for the Oaks in particular is how can they respond from the All-Star break? How much of that, natural, regular routine is still natural? And we know that 3 Oaks were fortunate to travel to Reno this weekend. Dylan Jackson, Arnold Wu, and Brandon Contreras. And the rest had some time to work on themselves and practice. So I think the biggest key for the Oaks is how can they come in today and show that they're still the team that they were before the All-Star break. And for the Indians, it's going to be about finding some kind of winning groove. They've only won 1 game this season against the San Luis Obispo Blues, who are first in the CCL North. But today is how we're going to evaluate how these teams have come back from this weekend and how they'll pour their hearts into today.
The Oaks will start in the field today facing the Santa Maria Indians' batting lineup. It begins with the right fielder, Caden McLeod. He's followed by the shortstop, Jerem Damery, and the DH, Garrett Geenan. Left fielder, Dom Banducci, is cleaning up. He's followed by the second baseman, Rocco Mucili, center fielder, Drew Capel, first baseman, Chris Johnson, and the third baseman, Hayden Hall. Catcher, Blake Gregory, hits ninth, and Riley Bassett's on the mound for the Indians. On defense for the Oaks, Dylan Jackson, Owen Mealy, Tyler Antwine from left to right in the outfield, Nate Lopez, Zach Nagy, Zach Mora, and Danny Aguilera from left to right in the infield. Tyson Reese is behind the dish, and Will Kaczynski is making his 4th start this season on the mound.
Now batting number 16,
Kaczynski working with a 4.22 ERA. Gets ready. Last time we saw him was June 21st against Arroyo Seco.
He looks in at exactly 4:01 p.m. First pitch, just upstairs for ball 1 near the strike zone, but it just misses. Kaczynski has not pitched since June 21st against the Saints. He's been a little banged up, but he's back in the lineup now. 74 degrees and sunny here in Ventura. Next pitch, swung on and flied over the sky, into the sky, left side, over the fence and out of play.
Yeah, Kaczynski coming on fresh. It's been some time since we've seen him, but when we have, he's been ready to go.
He winds and delivers. Fastball catches the inside corner for strike 2. Kaczynski gets ahead on McLeod, who's been one of the best hitters for the Indians this season, batting .429 and on a 4-game hitting streak. 1-2, Kaczynski sets. Kicks and fires. Fastball just off the edge. 2-2, as that one missed just outside.
Kaczynski, one of those Oaks known for his routine and consistent command of the strike zone. We've definitely seen promising signs of that.
He's gone at least 3 innings in all of his starts. 2-2. Swung on and tapped foul left side again. So McLeod stays in the batter's box. The 6th pitch of the at-bat is coming up. Kaczynski's best start of the season by far was on the 13th against the Bombers. He pitched 4 innings of 1-hit ball and did not allow a run, struck out 3. He gets ready with the count still 2-2. He offers. Swing and a miss. Fastball strikeout for Will Kaczynski, and in 6 pitches, he's retired the first batter.
Strikeout number 12 on the season for Kaczynski. What a way to get your first start in about 3 weeks.
Jerem Damery, the number 2 hitter, is up next. Damery's played in all 7 games for the Indians and had exactly 1 hit in 6 of them, with the exception of July 3rd against the Stompers. First delivery, fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Well located by Kaczynski to start the at-bat. Kaczynski gets ready. The kick and the pitch. Breaking ball in the middle of the zone, called strike 2. So Kaczynski gets ahead on Damery, who's batting exactly .200 this year, 1 walk, 1 RBI on the season. Damery spent 2 seasons at Cuesta College, went 30 for 114 at the plate over this past year. 0-2, up high, tap toward the middle. Stop made by the second baseman Mora, who throws, wide throw, scooped by Aguilera, in time for the second out. Nice play by the first baseman.
Zach Mora showing some great range up the middle. As he scooped that one, it started to slow down as it reached the dirt, and a great play on the receiving end by Aguilera to scoop that one. Looked like Damery had a chance to be safe, but Oaks, everything about their defense there had to be perfect, and it was.
Garrett Geenan comes up with 2 outs. 2 for 20 at the plate on the season. First delivery, fastball swung on and missed on the outside corner for strike 1. Geenan saw limited action at Chandler Gilbert last season, 3 for 16, and played a lot more in 2025. 0-1. Fastball check swing. It's a peel to first. They'll say he went around. Strike 2.
Kaczynski being consistent with getting ahead early in the count, and when he's able to catch the hitters off balance like that, certainly a boost in his confidence.
A chance for a 1-2-3 inning. Kaczynski gets ready to deliver his 12th pitch of the frame. 0-2. Swung on, popped up, right side foul, headed toward the barn and the exterior. Out of play, and Geenan keeps his fight going.
These two teams have seen each other once on this season, on the 28th of June.
The wind and the pitch, just inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Geenan, the designated hitter today. Left fielder Dom Banducci stands on deck, and he's batting nearly 300 this season. They'll want to get him up early and often. 1-2 count. Another pitch. Breaking ball chopped foul highly left side and out of play. So still 1-2. Geenan has protected the plate well with a couple of foul balls. He'll get pitch number 6 coming up.
Just wants to keep making Kaczynski work, and he's done that very well here. Fouling off some tough pitches.
Outfield relatively shallow. McNeely's to the right of the second base bag in center field. 1-2. Upstairs on a fastball. Count gets to even. Geenan adjusts his gloves, taps inside the box, tries to get going again. It's been a 6-game losing streak for the Santa Maria Indians in CCL play. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Kaczynski takes care of business, gets 2 swinging strikeouts in the top of the first, and the Oaks get out of it unscathed. We'll go to the bottom of the inning. The Oaks will have a chance to bat after this. You're watching Oaks Baseball on YouTube. Oaks and Indians, bottom of the first here at Pirate Park. The Oaks held the Indians scoreless in the top of the first and now get to bat. For the Oaks in the batting lineup, it'll begin with the center fielder Owen Mealy. He's followed by the right fielder Tyler Antwine and the catcher Tyson Reese. Left fielder Dylan Jackson is cleaning up, followed by the DH Caden Stillwell, first baseman Danny Aguilera, third baseman Nate Lopez, and second baseman Zach Mora. Shortstop Zach Nagy's batting ninth. In the field for the Indians, Dom Banducci, Drew Capel, and Caden McLeod from left to right in the outfield. Hayden Hall, Jerem Damery, Rocco Mucili, and Chris Johnson from left to right in the infield. Blake Gregory is behind the plate, and Riley Bassett is on the mound, making his second appearance of the year.
Bassett last pitch on May 30th against the San Luis Obispo Blues in the Indians' 13-1 loss. That was a day after the Indians had beaten the Blues 7-5, and Bassett pitched 2 2/3 innings in what was a 4-run outing for him on the mound. He allowed 5 hits, so looks to sort of rebound from that. And I think the tough thing about not playing as often as non-affiliate teams like the Oaks do is just that, you know, without consistent reps, it can be very challenging to get a natural groove and a feel for the season.
Well, unlike typical, both teams will be a little bit rusty potentially with the Oaks coming off the All-Star break, but certainly a challenge that the Indians have to deal with. The Oaks have played 20 games this season. The Indians just 7 in CCL play. Of course, the Indians get other matchups against teams in the Southern California Collegiate League, but still not the same type of consistency. Bassett rocks, kicks, and fires. Check swing on a pitch upstairs. It's a fastball for ball 1 against Owen Mealy, who entered the All-Star break on a tear. Had 6 hits in his last 3 games. 1-0. Fastball high and away.
Yeah, didn't make it to that all-star caliber level in this season, but certainly has the ability to shine for the Oaks as he has.
2-0. Swung on and flied high into center. Capel runs in on it and makes the play. So a hard hit ball for Owen Mealy results in the first out.
That's a good rip by Mealy straight to center field as he got very good wood on that. Capel in the right place at the right time.
Tyler Antwine's up, and speaking of hot streaks, Antwine been doing pretty well entering the All-Star break. 4 hits in his last 3. He's just 5 for 31 overall on the season. First delivery. Off speed, high and inside. Antwine wisely takes for ball 1.
In the regular season, Antwine is yet to go deep as he did against the Coastal Dodgers.
1-0. Swing and a miss. A hard swing on a fastball up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Antwine. Next pitch. Hacked into center. A really long run for Capel, who has to get near the hill, but he makes the play. So similar to Mealy, Antwine flies out to center field. 2 outs in the inning.
Makes the catch on Capel Hill.
He does. Maybe we should rename it. Tyson Reese, the number 3 hitter, steps in, and not a guy that you want to face if you're a pitcher. Reese is coming off a 4-for-4 day against the Riptide with 2 home runs, including a go-ahead 2-run blast in the bottom of the 8th to give the Oaks a 5-3 win. First pitch, fastball tails away. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, Tyson Reese carried the Oaks in that 5-3 win against the Riptide.
Next pitch, fastball just inside for ball 2, and it's just been nuts for him. An 8-game hitting streak, 4 multi-hit days, 3 home runs in that span, and overall 6 extra base hits, so he's been doing it all at the plate. 2-0, high and away on a fastball, and Tyson Reese, perhaps unsurprisingly, is ahead 3-0. Don't want to necessarily give him anything over the heart of the plate.
Perhaps Bassett's got the report on him.
3-0. Fastball just low. Ball 4 to Tyson Reese.
Well, the first base runner of the day for either side. And we'll see now if Jackson can make Bassett pay for that walk.
Jackson's arguably just as dangerous right now, coming into this game on a 6-game hitting streak, and he went 2 for 3 in the All-Star game on July 4th, had a game-high 3 RBIs. If he hadn't been taken out of the game, might have been in contention for All-Star MVP. First pitch, fastball just in there, near the outside corner for strike 1. Jackson, a little bit questioning, but doesn't argue.
Just barely clipped the corner there.
0-1 count with Reese over at first. Jackson at the plate. He has 3 home runs himself this season. 0-1. Fastball weakly nubbed to short. 1 hop to Damery, who gets it quickly to Johnson, who tags the runner and gets him after getting pulled off the bag. A wise play by Chris Johnson, and that ends the inning. 1 walk, but Reese gets stranded at first. After 1, it's still scoreless here at Pirate Park. Second inning at Pirate Park, still no score between the Oaks and the Indians. Will Kaczynski is on the mound again after striking out 2 and getting a ground out in the first inning. And for his first start in 16 days, he's looked really sharp, Sammy. Done a great job of shaking off the rust.
Yeah, he certainly looked locked in. I don't know if he's been unhittable on the season, but he's certainly shown strong stuff and just strong command for the strike zone. Not afraid to go after these hitters. And Indians are just going to have to find some kind of spark against him if they want a chance of coming out on top on this one.
Kaczynski's most recent start against the Saints was his least productive of the season. 3 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs allowed, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. He allowed a home run in that game. Against the Bombers, as we mentioned earlier, had 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs allowed back on June 13th. And on June 6th against the Riptide, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run allowed, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So productive as a whole, and now he gets to face the cleanup hitter Dom Banducci first. Banducci's batting .294 on the season, just 1 RBI on a mini 2-game hitting streak. Kaczynski comes to the belt. First pitch of the inning, fastball popped up high into shallow right center. Playable for Antwine, who doesn't have to move much. He makes the catch, 1 down.
1 pitch, 1 out. Banducci skied that one, a towering shot. No problem for Antwine there.
Rocco Mucili, the second baseman, comes up now. Mucili has just 1 hit on the season, batting .063 on a 4-game hitless streak, but he does have 5 walks. Kaczynski delivers. Fastball at the belt for strike 1. Mucili has struck out a number of times this season, 10 in all in his 6 games played. The wind in the 0-1. Fastball up at the helmet. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mucili went 20 for 77 at the plate at Chandler Gilbert last season, .260 batting average. Kaczynski takes a breath and comes home. Fastball outside, 2-1. And it's been a fastball-heavy approach so far today for Kaczynski. Just a few off-speed pitches mixed in so far.
Yeah, and he's been really pounding the zone with those and able to tie hitters up.
2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Fastball low and away. So the first 3-ball count for Will Kaczynski comes against the number 5 hitter, Rocco Mucili. Kaczynski has yet to allow a base runner. 3-1 with 1 out. He loads and deals. Fastball ripped over the second baseman Mora into right center for a base hit. Antwine has to get after it. This gives Mucili a chance to go for 2. He comes into second easily. A big-time double, the first hit of the day for either team. And now the Indians have a runner in scoring position.
Boy, a fine piece of hitting by Rocco Mucili. He gets, I believe, a fastball just on the outer part, and he's able to split it right into the gap in right center field. Antwine had trouble picking that ball up, and I think by that point, Mucili had just started settling the brakes to hold at second. Who knows if he would have had third there, but certainly a big double for the Indians.
Drew Capel will try to be the one to drive Mucili in. First pitch, fastball chopped into the plate and foul behind the batter's box. 0-1 to Capel, who we've seen play 2 ways this season, batting .167, but he's also made 4 pitching appearances, including against the Oaks, 3 2/3 innings, and he pitched 2-run ball back on June 28th. The pitch, cutter at the knees for a strike, 0-2. Capel spent 2026 at Santa Barbara City College, where he only pitched 11.05 ERA in 9 games. Kaczynski's ahead 0-2. The pitch, Fastball skips in the dirt. Muchili's caught between bases. Throw to third. He tries to dance back, being chased down to second. Mora runs after him, gives it up. Now a chase, and finally Nagy's able to tag him out. So poor base running there from Rocco Muchili allows Kaczynski to get the second out.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Not really sure what Muchili was thinking there. I mean, you just got on second base with a big double against a tough pitcher. Not easy to get on, and certainly tough to swallow that that runner is erased from the bases, and the Indians basically revoked of their big chance to score.
Now the 1-2. Fastball upstairs. 2-2 count on Capel, the center fielder today. Outfield's playing shallow again. Mealy to the right of the second base bag. Chris Johnson, the first baseman, stands on deck. Costly error just now for the Indians on the base paths. 2-2. Swing and a miss on a cutter. Will Kaczynski has 3 strikeouts through 2 innings, and the Oaks have had a nice performance so far. Going into the bottom of the second, they'll try to get their opening run across after this. It's the bottom of the second at Pirate Park. Still no score between the Indians and the Oaks. For the Oaks, it'll be Caden Stillwell, Danny Aguilera, and Nate Lopez coming up to bat first. And they'll face Riley Bassett, who's coming out for his second inning. Bassett allowed a couple fly ball outs in the first, issued a walk, and then got Dylan Jackson to ground out. So he's done his job so far.
Yeah, he's looked fairly decent. You know, I think just the one walk, he got behind a little bit, but he was able to settle back in and retire Jackson, and now it's just going to be up to him to continue to go after the Oaks the way that the Indians know that he can do, and he'll face Stillwell, Aguilera, and Lopez. Certainly a strong section of the batting order. Don't get the start of the bottom wrong.
First pitch to Stillwell. Fastball skips by him in the dirt. 1-0 count. And Stillwell, very strong hitter, as you said, 357 on the season. He's reached base in all 13 games played. Next pitch. Fastball inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Stillwell's coming off a 1-for-3 day with 2 walks against the Philippines baseball group. He taps one up the middle, through the hole just barely for a base hit. Past the diving shortstop Damery, and the Oaks have their first hit of the day.
Stillwell got some very good wood on that ball as he smacked that one right up the middle. It was a great effort at short by Jerem Damery. He just came up a little bit short, and the Oaks have their first hit of the game.
Perhaps an opportunity for Danny Aguilera, who is making his first appearance since June 30th against the Philippines when he went 2-for-2 with a triple and 2 walks. Had a great day at the plate. 8-for-24 on the season with the 1 triple, 7 RBIs, 9 walks, and just 5 strikeouts. First pitch, fastball just outside for ball 1 against Aguilera. Chris Johnson's guarding the first base bag against Stillwell, who has just 1 stolen base on the season. 1-0 count. Bassett looks back and brings it home. Breaking ball just upstairs, 2-0.
Aguilera with a chance to enhance the leadoff damage following Stillwell's single. Chance to move him into scoring position.
2-0. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch gets Aguilera out ahead, and it's 2-1. Nate Lopez, the third baseman, is on deck. Aguilera looks at Bassett with the count at 2-1. The pitch. Curveball smacked to third, could be 2. Toss to second, Mucili gets it for 1. To Johnson, it's wide over at first. So Aguilera is able to reach, and it's a fielder's choice. Can't have an error in that situation. 1 out in the inning.
Well, it may not be an error, technically speaking, but defensively, the Indians have shown a little bit of rustiness early on. Even in the first inning when Jackson grounded out, yes, he grounded out, but the throw to first was a bit high and took Johnson down on him a bit. And right there, the throw to second just completely caught Mucili off balance, and his throw to first was off the mark.
First pitch to Nate Lopez. Fastball just inside at the knees. 1-0 count. And we'll see if that ends up haunting the Indians. They weren't able to erase everybody from the base paths. Bassett brings it. Fastball outside, 2-0.
Lopez with 1 home run on the season so far. Back on June 7th against the Barons.
Batting 200 this year, coming off a 2-hit day against the Riptide back on July 2nd in the last game before the All-Star break. 2-0. Tapped back to the pitcher. Bassett blocks it, throws to second. Can't get it. It skips in the dirt. Aguilera thinks about third. He doesn't go now. He's going to go. Catches Capel lacking, but now the throw's way ahead. And not sure what happened. Aguilera might have been limping, and he's talking to the umpire. We'll see what this discussion's about.
I thought that the umpire had called the second baseman for interference there because Aguilera, as he was getting up, sort of tripped over him, and I think that's exactly what Solis is talking to the umpire about.
That might have been what Aguilera thought, too. It makes sense, then, why he'd jog over to third and just try to take a free base. And so if he thought that, and Capel might have thought that in center field, the game kind of just stopped, and then Aguilera got tagged out. And, boy, I mean, it would be unfortunate for the Oaks if Aguilera had just jogged over to third and gotten him out. Long discussion here. And either way, you got to think it's going to be an error, throwing error on the pitcher.
Yeah.
As Nate Lopez reached first.
So the accuracy on throwing has not been there for the Indians.
So it looks like no luck. Everybody thought it was interference except for the umpire. And that gets Aguilera off the bases, an unfortunate break for the Oaks. Nate Lopez comes up. It's now 2 outs in the inning. You got a runner on first. Lopez is at first. Zach Mora is at the plate. First to Mora. Breaking ball tapped foul left side toward the backstop. Zach Mora has been reincorporated into the lineup after a brief absence around mid-June. Last had a 1-for-4 day against the Riptide on July 2nd. And he's on a 3-game hitting streak. 0-1. Fastball popped up high right side, way foul, over the fence. 0-2.
Played an instrumental role at the plate last year for the Oaks and definitely helped carry them all the way till the end to winning the CCL championship.
Outfield playing moderately deep. Capels to the left of the second base bag in center field. Nate Lopez is the runner at first. 2 outs in the inning. Pitch to Mora. Swung on, tipped into the top of the backstop. It stays in play, in the field of play, I should say. Still 0-2. Zach Nagy, the shortstop, is on deck. Got both the Zachs manning the middle infield today. Mora over at second and Nagy over at short. 0-2. Bassett will look to capitalize on a fortunate break. Throws over. Runners back safely. (0-2) count with 2 outs. Here's the set. And the pitch. Breaking ball tipped into the glove of the catcher Gregory, strike 3. First strikeout finally for Riley Bassett, and it ends the inning. Still no score after 2. The Oaks strand a runner again. They'll be back in the field after this. Top of the third here at Pirate Park between the Oaks and the Indians. No score as the Oaks take the field for the third time today. And the Oaks have a new pitcher. Johnny Lavelis replaces Will Kaczynski, who threw 2 innings of 1-hit ball, striking out 3 batters. Lavelis is making his 5th appearance this season and his first out of the bullpen, coming off a 3-inning day against the Indians on June 28th. He didn't allow a hit or a walk, faced the minimum and struck out 5. He was really sharp against this team, Sammy.
He's been really sharp all season, really composing a .79 ERA. He's pitched just over 11 innings total. Can't let his 0-1 record fool you and make that reflective of his success. He has been quite a reliable guy for the Oaks. 3 shutout innings in his last appearance, and he was especially instrumental against the Arroyo Seco Saints on June 21st a couple weeks ago. He went an inning and a third, helped the Oaks get out of a massive jam, allowed just 3 hits, but he was on it, and he's been on it this season.
Absolutely. He'll look to get going again, and that makes this his second relief appearance, pardon me, because he did have that great one against the Saints that you mentioned. Also pitched 4 innings of 1-run ball and a start against the Foresters, 3 innings of 3-run, no earned run ball, and another start against the Foresters. First pitch fastball high and in to Chris Johnson for a ball.
Well, Chris Johnson was a guy who went pretty quiet at the plate against the Oaks last time these 2 teams faced each other.
Swinging a pop-up right side, 1-1. Lavelis with a .79 ERA, and you said it about Johnson. He has not been at his best since that game. 4-game hitless streak in all, and went 0 for 2 against the Oaks with a walk. 1-1, high and in on a fastball. 2-1. The Oaks are benefiting from having all of their pitchers available after the All-Star break. Lavelis comes home. Pitch tails away. 3-1, and the thing for these pitchers is going to be keeping up their stamina. They have 12 games in 13 days coming up. 3-1. Fastball high and in. Chris Johnson earns a walk.
Now batting number 32, Hayden Hall.
That's a massive stretch to take. 6 games this week alone. It's half the battle right there, but certainly, and 6 next week as well.
It's a big one coming up. Hayden Hall will try to add to the damage against Lavelis. First pitch, breaking ball just inside, 1-0 count, and that is already worse than Lavelis did against the Indians in his last start, which is crazy to think, but he went 9 up, 9 down against them. So the walk already adds a blemish. 1-0, fastball way upstairs, 2-0. Hayden Hall California, San Luis Obispo native, 2025 grad of San Luis Obispo High School, and no relation to Hayden Hall, also from California at Cal State University, Monterey Bay. Different Hayden Halls. 2-0 count. Levelis brings it. Slider called strike on the outside corner, 2-1.
In other words, on the off chance, for those of you researching him and thinking you're finding a lot, think again.
2-1 count. Johnson takes his lead. Another pitch. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Beautiful pitch from Levelis to make it 2-2.
Well, we've seen Levelis able to climb back in this at-bat and make Hall work.
He looks over at first and gets ready. Outside target from Reese. 2-2. Fastball up. Nice check swing from Hall. And the count is full. Levelis would like to avoid back-to-back walks. Blake Gregory, the catcher, is on deck. Number 9 hitter today. Hall steps back in. Wind is blowing out toward dead center. 3-2. Check swing, fastball just low. What a take from Hayden Hall to get another walk.
Great at bat by Hall, and Hall was able to check his swing and protect himself and give the Indians their second base runner of this inning. Back-to-back walks that started off not ideal for Levelis at all. It's going to be up to him to rebound here and just keep going after these Indian batters.
Blake Gregory is up with 2 on and nobody out. First pitch, fastball, caught the zone just barely on the outside edge of the belt for strike 1. And Gregory had a word for the umpire. Not sure if it was about the pitch or something else. Gregory batting 182 this CCL season, 324 at Chandler Gilbert this past year. 0-1, swung on, ripped foul, left side, over the fence. Caden McLeod, the right fielder, and the number 1 hitter today, is on deck. Gregory, the lefty, steps back in against the right-hander Levelis. We haven't seen Kaczynski and Levelis pitch together. Pitch is slapped foul left side. We haven't seen them pitch together in any game aside from the Saints one on the 21st when Kaczynski started and Levelis came in later in relief. No balls and 2 strikes. Outfield playing at a moderate distance. Mealy's to the left of the second base bag. It's Johnson over at second and Hall at first. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball slapped foul right side over the right field fence.
Also goes to show you how following the All-Star game, the pitching rotation may change or be adjusted a bit day by day as the pattern changes a little bit with an extra day or 2 off for a lot of these players.
0-2 count with nobody out. Pitch. Fastball outside. And that was something I was actually talking to David Solis about a little while back, just the prospect of having a lot of games coming up. And he said that's something where Scott Radinsky, the pitching coach for the Oaks, is making a plan, and he's confident that he can make it work. The Oaks certainly have enough pitchers to do it, and he's confident in the guys that he has on this roster. 1-2. Slider. Can't tail back. Boy, was that close. 2-2.
Must have just missed the corner on the outside. A great take by Blake Gregory. And the Indians have done that very well, is just make Levelis work and keep extending good at-bats.
2-2 on the way. Slider tapped foul left side into the backstop.
And there you go again. Gregory able to just get a piece of that one to stay alive.
We've seen 3 6-plus pitch at-bats today. Gregory's now is the 3rd. Levelis with a long look, trying to battle out of 2-2. He brings it home. Swing and a foul ball into the backstop. Gregory is able to just keep fighting and keep protecting the zone. Johnson at second, Hall at first, Gregory at the plate. Making Levelis work. Set. And the 2-2. Low in the dirt. Reese gets it. Count is full. Gregory waits another pitch.
Levelis needs to deliver a strike here. He cannot afford to load the bases with this game still scoreless. Damage risk is high.
This is the biggest jam for either side so far. 3-2. Pop up left side into shallow left. Nagy runs under it. He's the one to reach up, dives, and can't make the catch. Throw comes to third. Johnson's barreling into it and slides safe. Zach Nagy still had a chance to make the play. It was a tough one for him to grab over his shoulder, and he couldn't do it. So what likely would be a base hit for Blake Gregory loads the bases.
Boy, tough chances there, and that ball hit in the air right in between third and left. Nagy had a long way to go to even touch that one. The Indians catch a break right there.
Bases loaded and nobody out for Caden McLeod. First pitch, ripped into left center. Mealy sprints after it at sac fly distance. Left fielder Jackson makes the catch, spins around, throws to third to try to get the second lead runner. Chris Johnson, though, gets home easily. It's a sacrifice fly for Caden McLeod, and the Indians lead 1-0.
Job well done by Caden McLeod. First pitch swinging, scorched that ball out to left center field, and a nice running play by Jackson, and an even better throw to third by him to at least keep Hayden Hall at second. But the Indians strike first.
First pitch, fastball, called strike, barely on the outside edge against Damery. That was just the second RBI all season by Caden McLeod. And indeed it is scored a hit, so that's the first hit allowed. Not the McLeod sac fly, the previous play. Fastball on the outside corner for strike two. So Blake Gregory has the first hit of the day for Santa Maria.
Placed it in a lucky enough spot.
Runners on first and second, 0-2. Called strike three. Jerem Damery watched 3 pitches go straight by. That's the first strikeout for Levelis this afternoon.
He certainly needed it.
Now batting number 46.
He had loaded the bases with nobody out. Indians have already scored a run out of it. He gets a big second out.
Runners on first and second. Pitch. Swing and a miss. On a slider to Garrett Geenan. And pardon me, it would be the second hit, of course, for the Indians today. Muchili had the big double. Forgotten about because he got out in a pickle shortly after, but he was on base and threatening. Indians are up, though, regardless. 0-1 count with 2 outs. The pitch. Fastball on the inside corner for strike 2, and Johnny Levelis is really attacking the zone much better right now.
He certainly is, and I think he's been able to shake off those couple of walks in that hit.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss upstairs. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning for Johnny Levelis. It was a rocky start to the third, but he bounced back quickly. Still 1-0 Indians, though, as we go to the bottom of the third. You're watching Oaks Baseball. Through 2.5 innings here at Pirate Park, the Oaks trail 1-0 to the Santa Maria Indians. Riley Bassett has held the Oaks scoreless through 2 innings, and he's out there for a third. In Bassett's only other start this season, he pitched 2 2/3 against the Slow Blues, allowed 5 hits and 4 runs, all earned. It's been much better for him today. Just one hit allowed and no runs.
And right now, if he can finish this inning strong, and if he can finish strong, he could be in line for the win if this lead holds, that is. Just a one-run lead, which is certainly not a lot against a team like the Oaks. And if this affiliate team wants to win against the Oaks, they're going to want to think about trying to get more runs when they can.
The Indians have lost 6 in a row since winning their CCL opener against the Blues. They'll try to get back to their winning ways today. The number 9 hitter, Zach Nagy, will start the 3rd inning. Nagy is coming off an 0-for-3 day against the Riptide. First pitch to him. Breaking ball at the belt down the middle for strike 1. Nagy is in the midst of an 0-for-7 stretch with 3 strikeouts. The pitch skips in the dirt for a ball. Before those 2 games against the Riptide and the Foresters, he went 2-for-4 against the Indians back on June 28th, 2-for-2 against the Riptide on June 27th. So he's had plenty of moments this year, 13-for-47 overall. 1-1. Fastball chopped highly over to the second base bag. Shortstop Damery throws on the run to Johnson for the first out.
That one chopped right up the middle, and Damery able to hustle to his left, cut it off up the middle, and fire a strike to Johnson at first.
Back to the top of the order, Owen Mealy's up at the plate. Mealy flied out to center to start the game. It was a relatively routine fly ball to play for Drew Capel, the center fielder. Bassett winds and delivers. Popped up right side foul over the fence. 0-1 on Mealy, who with a hit could extend his hitting streak to 4. Bassett nods, kicks and throws. Fastball roped third base side, just foul. Couple feet past the line. An 0-2 count on Owen Mealy. Mealy takes a breath and steps back in. Number 24, Bassett, the righty, facing number 24, Mealy, the righty. 0-2. Fastball smoked up the middle. Diving stop unsuccessful from Damery. It squeaks through for a base hit.
Mealy ripped that ball right up the middle. Great effort again by Damery. Not the first great effort we've seen from him today. We've seen him lay out for a few of those balls. Just comes up a little short again there. And Mealy is on with a 1-out single.
Second hit of the day for the Oaks. Tyler Antwine still looking for his first hit of the day. He had a well-hit fly out to center back in the first inning. Mealy takes a big lead. He's got 2 stolen bases this season. First pitch plunks Antwine in the backside. And he takes it without much visible discomfort. 2 runners for the Oaks.
Yeah, it didn't show a lot of pain there facially, but you could hear that ball hit right off of his lower back.
Well, up steps trouble. Tyson Reese, who has been terrorizing pitchers across the CCL this season. We talked about his home runs, 3 on the year, including 2 last game against the Riptide in his 4-for-4 day. Also had a double in that game. 2 runners on, 1 out. Bassett delivers way up and away on a fastball, and Reese walked in 4 pitches back in the first. And again, Bassett isn't messing around with the strike zone to start this at-bat.
And Reese will certainly not thank you for hitting one of the Oaks batters. He's a guy who, if you hit a batter to get to him, you're thinking, oh boy, here comes trouble.
1-0. Popped up left side over the backstop and out of play. Now an even 1-1 count on Tyson Reese. And this is the value that the heart of the order for the Oaks can provide, because Reese has a lot of power in his bat, and Dylan Jackson, the man on deck, also has 3 home runs on the season. 1-1 count with 2 runners on. Wind blowing toward right field. Bassett comes home. High pop-up, shallow right center. Muchili, the second baseman, calls for it and makes the grab. So a much more favorable result than we often see on fly balls from Tyson Reese. That's a comfortable second out for the Indians.
Certainly a clutch second out as Reese got under that one a bit. Just sent a towering pop fly to second with 2 on, and now 2 outs. Puts a lot more pressure on Dylan Jackson.
Jackson grounded out to end the first inning, batting .302 entering today, and had those aforementioned 2 hits in the All-Star game and 3 RBIs, a game high. First pitch, breaking ball, called strike on the outside edge at the knees. Bassett went with the slider on that last pitch. Stares in and sets. 0-1 to Jackson. Fastball inside. 1-1 count. The Oaks allowed a run in the top of the third, trying not to squander this opportunity here. Bassett looks at Mealy over at second. Antwine's at first. The 1-1. Fastball called strike 2, just barely on the outside corner.
With 2 strikes here, you have to wonder how Bassett will respond as far as location and command. He has just a little bit of wiggle room to get aggressive enough to try to get Jackson to chase.
1-2 pitch. Ripped high to left. Banducci runs after it toward the wall. It's out of here! Dylan Jackson has his 4th home run on the year, tying him for the CCL lead. And the Oaks are up 3-1 here in the third.
Jackson!
No doubt about that one when it left the bat. Bassett hung one right there to Dylan Jackson. He did not miss it. He sent that one sky high as he visits the left field screen and puts the Oaks up by 2.
That's almost the same spot where Jackson hit his walk-off home run back on June 7th against the Barons in the 11th. This one drives in 3 runs. Caden Stillwell takes a fastball upstairs. And with that, he's now in a 3-way tie for first in the CCL with home runs, nodding up Bryden Bull with the Crawdads and Jason Delviar with the Barons. Pitch over the head of Stillwell. Boy, is he lucky to have ducked. 2-0.
Lucky to not get hit, and at the same time, Bassett could have been lucky there to not hit another batter. We'll see what becomes of this at bat.
Stillwell steps in, with the Oaks now out in front. 2-0. Pops straight up, slightly on the right side of the infield. A number of players could get it. Shortstop Damery makes the easy play. But the Oaks got what they wanted. A 3-run blast from Dylan Jackson gave them the lead. After 3, Conejo leads 3-1. You're watching Oaks Baseball on YouTube. Top of the 4th, the Oaks lead 3-1 after a fantastic bottom of the 3rd, highlighted by a 3-run homer from Dylan Jackson. Johnny Lavellis is back on the mound. He pitched the 3rd inning and allowed a run. He faces Dom Banducci, the cleanup hitter, first with the Indians in a hole. First pitch, fastball up and in for ball 1.
That homer by Dylan Jackson not only puts him at the top of the home run standings, it was just a sweet shot out to left field.
1-0 pitch. Slider called strike. 1-1. Sweet shot it was. And Jackson showing off the power. The pitch is popped straight up into the infield. Lavelis looks at it. So does the first baseman Aguilera, who runs on the mound and makes the play. 1 down easily.
It's one of those slightly easier said than done pop-ups where it really just comes down to communication, and fortunately the Oaks had enough of that, and Aguilera was able to recognize that he had that ball angling towards him.
Rocco Mucili's up now with 1 out. First pitch, fastball strike on the outer edge. And Mucili had a double in the second, but couldn't really decide whether he wanted to steal third and got caught in a pickle as a result. 0-1. Slider looped foul right side and out of play over the snack bar. So the Oaks weren't trailing for long. Time called as Lavelis was starting his windup. 0-2 count, and the Indians scored their run in the top of the third. The Oaks just responded in a flash. The only other meeting these two teams have had this season was a 10-2 win for the Oaks. 0-2. Fastball way inside, nearly hit Mucili, but it didn't. 1-2.
And with Kaczynski having come out earlier, he's no longer the pitcher of record for the Oaks.
1-2, smacked to first. Aguilera makes the stop, bobbles, tosses to Lavelis for the second out. So Aguilera has been involved in both outs this inning. Drew Capel struck out to end the second. He'll try to avoid the same fate in the fourth as he comes to the plate.
Now batting 18, Drew Capel.
Lavelis has really settled in since his rocky start. Slider just upstairs over the heart of the plate for ball 1. He allowed a walk, a single, and a sac fly. Since then had strikeout, pop-out, ground-out. 1-0. Upstairs again on a fastball that time. Drew Capel steps back in, trying to find his fourth hit this season. He might have it over to right, flares it in front of Antoine. There it is. Fourth hit for Drew Capel and his second in as many games. He's on first with 2 outs.
Now batting number 50, Chris
Fine piece of
Johnson.
hitting there. He's able to stick the bat out as that ball was tailing to the outer part of the strike zone and just float that out to right field.
Chris Johnson will try to get a 2-out rally going. Capel has a sizable lead. Just 1 stolen base for him this season. He goes, the pitch, fastball low and away, throw to second, tags down from Mora, and he's out! How about that from Tyson Reese to Zach Mora, getting the caught stealing on Drew Capel to end the inning. 1 hit allowed, no runners left aboard. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth with the Oaks up by 2. The Oaks have a 3-1 lead over the Indians as we enter the bottom of the fourth. Alongside Sammy Fana, I'm Calvin Kaplan, joining you on a perfectly sunny Tuesday afternoon in Ventura. As expected, it hasn't rained all year, and the Oaks are really looking to take advantage of the sunshine here this inning and add to their run support Already got 3 runs in the third. It was highlighted by a towering drive from Dylan Jackson.
Now batting, number 39.
Yeah, he got a hanging breaker from Riley Bassett and just scorched it way over the left field wall, right off of the protective screen that protects the cars parked out there on Loma Vista Drive.
Danny Aguilera will lead off the inning. First pitch, fastball low and away. Aguilera hit into a fielder's choice, and then on the next play where Nate Lopez reached on an error as Bassett throws a breaking ball low and away, he reached second, tried to go for third on what appeared to be an interference, except interference apparently wasn't called according to the umpire, and so he was tagged out. Pitches a fastball strike at the belt, 2-1, and it was a delayed reaction from the center fielder Capel, but he threw it into third and got Aguilera.
And he did the right thing by making that throw straight to third. You might think that interference was called, but he committed.
2-1, slider just outside. 3-1 count against Aguilera.
It's a little rush there. What I mean is Aguilera appeared to be limping and almost appeared to have been granted third, but Capel just kept his game face on and made the throw.
3-1 is a strike, so the count's full. Aguilera was on base last at-bat, but of course reached through the fielder's choice. Payoff pitch, hits him, maybe on the elbow, it was hard to tell. That's a free base for Danny Aguilera to start the inning.
That one just came a bit in on him. He's able to reach first for the second time today.
Now Nate Lopez comes up, and Lopez was the one to reach on that error back in the second. It was hit right back to Riley Bassett, and Bassett just bobbled it at the pitcher's mound, couldn't do anything with it. Aguilera has his lead, extends it. No stolen bases for him this year. The pitch, fastball up and in for a ball.
Speaking of stolen bases, the Oaks Tyson Reese was able to fire a strike to second to nail Drew Capel trying to steal second to end the inning.
It was a great play and also a good tag from Zach Mora. 1-0. Swing and a miss on a fastball at the letters. 1-1, to Nate Lopez, who is coming off a 2-hit day against the Riptide back on July 2nd. Set. Bassett delivers. Breaking ball low and away. Seen a nice pitch mix from Bassett so far today. That one was the splitter that he sometimes goes to. You got fastball, slider, cutter, splitter, and a curveball that he's used at times in his career. It hasn't always been present in his outings. 2-1. Fastball, swing and a miss on the outside corner. Back to 2-2.
That one just tailed away from Lopez as he came up empty.
Aguilera inches forward with Johnson covering first. Bassett offers. Swing and a miss on a fastball up and in. A second strikeout for Riley Bassett makes it 1 down in the fourth.
Now batting, number 17.
That one just cut up and in on Lopez. Got him to go that way, and Lopez just could not connect.
Zach Mora will try to change the fortunes for the Oaks at the plate. Mora's on a 3-game hitting streak. He had the other strikeout, though, back in the second. Bassett's pitch. Fastball just outside. Possibly low. 1-0 count against Mora. Nagy, shortstop, is on deck. Outfield playing reasonably deep. Almost straight away. Capel just to the left of the second base bag. 1-0. Fastball plunks Mora in the backside. Same spot as Antwine got hit back in the third.
Now batting, number 3, Zach Nagy.
That makes 3 hit batters in this game by the Indians and 2 in this inning.
Now Zach Nagy comes up. Nagy grounded out up the middle to begin the third inning. And just like Dylan Jackson, He's got 2 runners on. First pitch, splitter low and away. Pounced on by Gregory. 1-0 count to Nagy, who has 3 RBIs this season. 0 for his last 8, trying to get going at the plate. Bassett looks at Aguilera at second. Stillwell is the runner at first. Excuse me, Mora pitches low. 2-0 to Nagy. This is the deepest Bassett's worked. His other outing went 2 2/3. 2-0. Fastball just below the zone. 3-0 count, and boy, would this be dangerous to walk Nagy and load the bases for Owen Mealy.
3-0 count is not the kind of situation you want as a pitcher, especially with 2 runners on base.
Here it is. Right down the middle on a fastball for strike 1.
Little comeback strike there. It's going to be up to Bassett to just face the pressure and try to keep Nagy off the bases if possible, at least not to deliver a walk.
3-1. Way high for ball 4. Bases loaded. 3 free passes this inning. And now it's time for a meeting at the mound. This could mean Bassett's day is finished. Owen Mealy's 1 for 2 with a single as everybody comes in. Bassett's up to 61 pitches, so it would not be unreasonable to take him out here.
Yeah, certainly an extensive outing he has seen, and he has certainly been worked in the last inning or 2. And that 3-run shot by Jackson in the first inning again, just, you know, it's always a shock when you see your lead disappear in the blink of an eye. Something that's just taken away so quickly.
It's Owen Mealy's opportunity as Bassett stays in. Bases loaded, 1 out. Mealy has a hit today. Entered the game batting .333. He has 7 RBIs.
Now batting number 24, Owen Mealy.
Aguilera's at third, Mora's at second, Nagy's at first. Bassett sets. The Oaks could blow this open. First pitch. Misses low and away for ball 1. First baseman Johnson's playing on the infield grass. Same with the third baseman Hall. Sacrifice fly territory with just 1 out. Bassett delivers. Fastball popped up right side over the right side bleachers. One count with the outfield playing nearly straight away. Pitch. Curveball roped into center. It's a long chase for Capel, who gets it. Aguilera gets the wave. Throw comes to the catcher, but just a little bit late. A nice sacrifice fly for Owen Mealy makes it 4-1 Oaks.
Oh, what's this?
Looks like the inning's over, and they're saying Aguilera left early. Forget the sac fly. Inning's over, and that is a surprise, but that's not the first time that there has been a disagreement with Danny Aguilera about being on the base paths. And this one, I mean, no one's coming out to argue. He may have legitimately left early. Not a place you'll always look, but, I mean, credit to the umpire for keeping an eye on it. That's the end of the inning. No runs. Oaks strand the bases loaded. They still lead 3-1.
Chris Johnson.
Top of the fifth, 3-1 Oaks. Caden Ceramic is on the mound for the Oaks, now the third different pitcher Conejo has seen. Ceramic's making his 7th appearance this season. First pitch to Johnson. It's a fastball upstairs for ball 1. Lavellis' day was 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Ceramic 4.76 ERA through 11 1/3 this season. 1-0. Tapped on a check swing to first. Tyson Reese picks it up. He steps on the bag, and it's time to mention the substitutions. Aiden Voiles is catching. Tyson Reese is at first, and after a pair of base running mistakes, Danny Aguilera appears to have been benched.
Yeah, it's one of those days, and
Now batting
you
number
hate to
32,
have
Hayden
that be the
Hall.
case if you're the player, but, you know, sometimes, you know, even the best players fall short sometimes.
First pitch on the way. Upstairs to Hayden Hall, and sometimes, you know, you can have a misconception about benchings. It's not always out of malice or anything like that. More so, give a guy a chance to reset, and we know Aguilera has done plenty for this team at the plate this year, batting .333 entering the game. 1-0. Fastball strike on the outside edge. So Caden Ceramic is trying to make this a quick inning. Hayden Hall walked back in the 3rd. He's at the plate again here. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider. 1-2 to Hall. Nicely done by Caden Ceramic.
Yeah, that slider definitely had a wicked movement and just got Hall to come up empty as it tailed away.
1-2 pitch. Fastball forces Voiles to reach outside, so Aiden Voiles, the new catcher, getting plenty of action. 2-2 count. Ceramic takes a breath. Pitches to Hall. Called strike 3. Gets movement back toward the center of the plate for the 2nd out.
Well, there's that movement again.
Now
Just
batting
slides
number
right away, but
2,
not too far away to the point where it just clips the corner, and Hall was completely frozen.
Caden Ceramic has been dealing to start this inning. He gets Blake Gregory, first pitch, fastball strike. And if he can complete a scoreless inning here, it'd be the first time he's had a 1-2-3 inning to start an outing this season. With the 4.76 ERA, he's been pretty productive, but sometimes has walked a couple guys, hit a couple batters to start outings. That hasn't happened so far today. Good start. 0-1. Fastball can't quite get pulled back. 1-1 as it misses off the edge.
Well, Gregory worked a very good at bat his first time up in the 3rd inning.
1-1 count. The delivery. Breaking ball just outside. 2-1 count. In the outfield, the center fielder, Mealy, is far to the left of the second base bag, and outfield's playing shallowest in left and in center. 2-1. Ceramic comes home. Fastball chopped to second. Mora plays it on 2 hops, steps toward first, and gets it to Tyson Reese. And the inning is over. Couple ground out sandwiches, strikeout, and it's a 1-2-3 for Caden Ceramic. After 4.5, the Oaks are still up 3-1. Bottom of the fifth, 3-1 Oaks lead here at Pirate Park. And the Indians have made a pitcher switch at last. Riley Bassett comes out after pitching 4 innings of 3-hit, 3-run ball. He issued 2 walks and struck out 2 batters. Now Gabriel Morales is out on the bump. Morales is making his 3rd appearance this season. Pitched 3 2/3, 9.82 ERA, and has 4 strikeouts.
1-0 on the season so far. He was the winning pitcher in the Indians' lone win at San Luis Obispo, 7-5 on May 29th. A pretty high ERA, but looks to come in and just keep getting some reps and look to keep the Oaks to a 2-run lead here. That's what he can do.
First pitch, swung on and tapped foul left side by Tyler Antwine, 0-1. Antwine so far has a fly out that was well hit to center and hit by a pitch. Back up for the 3rd time. High kick in the 0-1. Chopped foul left side. 0-2, and Morales has a little bit more heat on the fastball, it seems, than Bassett did. And the Indians have done a decent job in the field, aside from allowing the 3-run home run to Dylan Jackson. 0-2 count. Pitch to Antwine. Popped up high in the sky on the infield. First baseman Johnson's eyeing it. Second baseman Mucili makes the catch. First out.
Well, it's one thing to eye it, but if you're the man that has the ball, if it's your ball, you got it.
Now Tyson Reese is coming up. And he has not had a hit yet today, but we mentioned the 4-hit, 2-home run day. He's coming off against the Riptide back on July 2nd. Reese walked in the first, popped out in the 3rd. First pitch, fastball on the outside corner for a strike. And it feels like with these 2 power guys, they've sort of found their spots where they like to hit home runs. Dylan Jackson likes to go to left field, and Tyson Reese likes to go down the line to right field, which makes sense considering where their pull sides are. 0-1. Whoa, what a sweeper. Strike 2.
Whew. I think if Reese knew where that ball was going to end up, who knows what he would have done with it, but that thing had some nasty, nasty movement.
That's incredible. You don't see that often at any level. What a pitch. 0-2. Fastball ripped hard into right. It's a run for McLeod, who won't get it. It goes off the top of the wall. Tyson Reese races to second and slides for a double. The Oaks power man adds another extra base hit. Number 10 on the season.
Now batting, number
Boy, that ball was smoked out to right field about halfway up the wall. And McLeod played that ball perfectly off the wall. He made one heck of a throw. Reese was able to make it into second, but man, he got a hold of that one.
He's in scoring position with 1 out. Dylan Jackson, who hit the home run in the 3rd, is back up. And man, I mean, it flew far. We didn't necessarily think it was home run distance, but it almost was. Pitched a fastball golfed way into left center. High and far. Capel has a play. Finally makes the catch. It took forever to get down. It's 2 outs in the inning. But going back to the Reese double, I mean, it was a sharp liner, and it really did hit off the upper part of the wall, ever so close to a homer.
Yeah, it certainly did. Possibly just below that yellow line. And it was just a sweet shot. And after he saw that nasty sweeper, he was able to get it on top of one.
2 outs. Reese off second. The pitch. Slider inside. It's going to be hard to match the amount of horizontal movement that one pitch had from Morales, but he does throw a slider there. 1-0 count to Stillwell. It was 1 for 2 with a single. Now a 14-game on-base streak for him. Pitch. Fastball tapped foul left side. Rolls slowly toward the Indians' dugout. It'll get picked up and brought back 1-1. Aiden Voiles is on deck. 2 outs in the inning, 1-1 count. 1-1 count. Next pitch. Fastball smacked into left center. It gets down. Great jump for Dylan Jackson, or Tyson Reese, pardon me, who scores. Caden Stillwell has an RBI single, and the Oaks lead 4-1.
That was a hanging breaking ball there. Stillwell able to get out on it and drive that ball into shallow left center field, good enough to score Tyson Reese from second base. The Oaks now with a 3-run lead.
That was just a solid piece of hitting. Caden Stillwell has 2 hits today. Aiden Voiles, who subbed in the top of the 5th, is at the plate. First pitch slider tapped foul right side. So Voiles comes into the game for the first time. He's 0 for his last 8 at the plate, but had a 2-hit day against the Riptide on June 27th. The set. And the 0-1. Slider called strike at the top of the zone. 0-2 to Aiden Voiles.
Oaks have very solid hitting catchers, and Voiles is certainly one of those.
0-2 count. Runner goes the pitch. Tapped foul into the top of the backstop. Voiles absolutely is. Batting .289 on the season, even after a bit of a slump, so shows you how well he started the season. He's got 4 multi-hit days this year. He's behind right now, 0-2 though. Outfield basically straight away. Morales sets. The pitch. Slider popped up, right side, over the fence. Voiles fighting to stay alive. Kick in the 0-2. Called strike 3. Slider goes back door. Morales got good movement on it all inning long. And after allowing a run, he strands a runner and gets out of the inning. After 5, the Oaks lead by 3. You're watching Oaks Baseball on YouTube. After 5, the Oaks lead 4-1, and Caden Ceramic is out there for his 2nd inning. Ceramic pitched quickly in the 5th. Got 2 groundouts, got a strikeout looking, had just 11 pitches, and he faces the Indians lineup starting from the top of the order here in the 6th. Caden McLeod, the right fielder, will come up. McLeod struck out in the 1st and had a big sac fly in the 3rd that gave the Indians the lead at the time. It's just that the Oaks responded immediately.
They certainly did, and McLeod, he was able to rip that ball out to left center, and you go to the bottom of that 3rd inning, all it really took was 1 swing with 2 on base, and Jackson was able to launch that one out of town.
Jackson's 3-run bomb brought in most of the runs. First pitch fastball just outside for ball 1, and Caden Stillwell's RBI single last inning got the fourth to come home. 1-0 count. Pitch to McLeod. Swing and a high chopper. Mora runs for it, makes the play, spins around, throws to first. Reese can't grab it. It bounced out of his glove. Would have been a close play either way. Caden McLeod gets to first, and we'll find out if that's a hit or an error.
I mean, tough play on the fielding end for Zach Mora. He was able to get to that ball. The throw to first was a little bit low. It was, for a moment, into the glove of Reese, but he just couldn't hang on.
Jerem Damery's looking to break out of an 0-for-2 day at the plate. Grounded out in the first, struck out looking in the third. Ceramic brings it. Fastball jammed Damery, sends it left side foul. 0-1. Ceramic looks in. It is indeed an error on Reese that allowed McLeod to reach. 0-1. High chopper to Mora. Easier play this time. Toss to second for one. Nagy fires to first. Up high. Reese makes a nice glove snag. He was way off the base. So the fielder's choice allows the lead runner to be retired, but one runner still on with one out.
Oaks able to retire the lead runner.
Now batting number 46.
And get the
Garrett
first
Geenan.
out.
Garrett Geenan has 2 strikeouts on the day. He's back up at the plate now, with Damery on first, replacing McLeod. Righty-righty matchup, the pitch. Cutter called strike over the plate, 0-1.
He's gone down via way of the K twice.
Trying to get going. Ceramic brings it to the belt. 0-1 offering. Just inside on a fastball, 1-1. Geenan has 2 hits all year in 7 games played. Moderate lead for Damery at first. 1-1. Fastball just low. Nearly caught the strike zone for Ceramic. It's a 2-1 count now. Ceramic looks at Geenan. Damery's at first. 1 out in the inning. Ceramic takes a breath and delivers. Swinging a pop-up right side. Foul over the fence. Still not down. It finally falls and bounces up high over the exterior fence and into the parking lot. 2-2.
Indians need to just keep getting as many cuts and reps as they can at the plate to just keep making Ceramic work. That's how they're going to get to him.
2-2. Ceramic winds and fires. Check swing. Peel to first, they'll say he went around. And Geenan just can't believe it, but that's his 3rd swinging strikeout of the day.
Yeah, committed a little too far.
Now batting
I think it
number
was him
85,
earlier who also
Ventura.
got rung up in the same fashion. And I thought the first time he didn't go quite as far, but that time he committed.
Dom Banducci, the cleanup man, is up with 2 outs. Kicking the pitch. Fastball swing and a miss for strike 1. Banducci flied out in the second, popped out in the fourth. He has an 0-1 count against him. The pitch, popped up right side. He fights off a fastball. 0-2 as that one went out of play. The Indians had a 1-0 lead at one point, but the Oaks have scored 4 unanswered, 3 in the third, 1 in the fifth. Ceramic 1 strike away from ending the inning. 0-2, fastball up and away. Ceramic throwing to Voiles, who came in as a substitute in the fifth at catcher, moving Reese over to first, taking Danny Aguilera out of the game. 1-2 the set. Ceramic looks for his third strikeout today. He delivers. Swing and a grounder up the middle, hops through easily for a base hit. It went off the mound, bounced past the second base bag, and helped advance the runner. Dom Banducci is finally aboard, and the Indians have the game-tying run coming to the plate in Rocco Mucili.
Solid piece of hitting there by Banducci as he scorched that one right off the rubber and through the infield up the middle.
Mucili had a double in the second and a ground out in the fourth. Outfield playing straight away and shallow. A home run could tie it, but Mucili has just 1 RBI this season and no home runs. The pitch. Fastball tapped foul, back to the backstop. Picked up by all-star Arnold Wu, who brings it back to the dugout. 0-1. Mucili's back in the box. Damery is at second. Banducci's at first with 2 outs in the inning. Mealy moves to his left toward the right of the second base bag in the outfield. Wind blowing out towards center. The pitch. Fastball just low. Now a 1-1 count.
Well, Ceramic's got to just fight through some late hot water to get out of this inning. Oaks in a fairly vulnerable position here.
Up by 3, but that could be reduced or eliminated quickly in this spot. Ceramic steps off. Looking for a new home next year after redshirting at Oklahoma State in 2026. Count at 1-1. Ceramic looks at second. Brings it home. Fastball low again, and that's where we've seen many pitchers miss today. Just below the zone. Not any forgiveness from the home plate umpire on pitches near the knees. 2-1 now with 2 runners and 2 outs. Next offering. Fastball called strike 2, this time on the outside corner.
Excellent location there from Ceramic. Just nailed the corner.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on, and a 3-run deficit for the Indians. Ceramic comes to the belt. And comes home. Swinging a weak chopper to third. Lopez plays it on 2 hops, throws sidearm to first, and gets the 3rd out. Jam averted. Rocco Mucili grounds out to end the inning, and the Oaks keep their 4-1 lead. Headed into the bottom of the 6th, Conejo has been dominant. More after this. Four to 1 Oaks as we enter the bottom of the 6th. Gabriel Morales is coming out for his 2nd inning. He allowed 1 run back in the 5th. And first, he faces Nate Lopez, who Made 2 plate appearances, reached on an error in the second, and struck out in the fourth. Morales sets against the righty Lopez. First offering, fastball tails inside, 1-0. Here's the set. The wind and the pitch. Slider popped up right side, foul and out of play. Counts 1-1.
Lopez has had a quiet day at the plate thus far. Reached on an error fielder's choice and has struck out.
1-1. Tapped into the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Lopez. Back into the box. Morales is quickly ahead against the number 7 hitter. Here it is. Fastball jammed Lopez. He pops it up shallow into the infield right side. Caught by the second baseman Mucili for the first out.
Now batting number 17, Zach Mora.
Now 1 out, nobody on. Zach Mora comes up. Struck out in the second and got hit by a pitch in the fourth. He looks to add his first hit right here. Pitch is a fastball, low and away. Actually, just low. 1-0 count. Mora still looking to get to 4 games on his hitting streak. Outfield straight away, the 1-0. Smacked hard, third base side, but way foul. Zach Nagy is on deck. Both Mora and Nagy have reached on free passes today. Mora got hit by a pitch. Nagy reached on a walk. High kick in the 1-1. Slider tapped over to third. 2 hops to Hall. Hall mishandles it, and he can't make the throw to first. That's an error, allowing Mora to reach base.
Yeah, that one just took a tough hop right against the chest of Hall. He was able to knock it down, but just took him a bit too long to pick it up for him to have a chance at getting Mora at first.
Here's Zach Nagy, who grounded out in the third and walked in the fourth. First pitch, fastball strike on the inside corner. 0-1. Nagy jumps back in with Mora taking his lead. 0-1 count and the set. Wind in the pitch. Slider tapped first base side, past Johnson's glove. Mora gets to third. Nagy's over at first. A big single to put runners on the corners with 1 out.
Now batting number 24, Owen.
Big situation for the Oaks. Zach Nagy just got the end of the bat and got just enough of the barrel to slice that one through the right side. And Zach Mora got a great jump and went 2 bases there. Golden scoring opportunity for the Oaks.
A fun chance for Owen Mealy, who was up in the fourth and hit what appeared to be a sac fly, except Danny Aguilera left third base too early. Was called out. Pitch is low and away. 0-1. Mealy is 1 for 3 for that reason instead of 1 for 2 with an RBI. The set. Runners on the corners. Runner goes the pitch. Skips in the dirt. Throw to second. Nagy dives ahead of it. He has a stolen base. Number 5 on the season.
Great jump there by Zach Nagy to remove the grounder double play scenario, and now the Indians infield moves up.
1 out, sac fly scenario again. 2-0 pitch, taken low and away on a slider. 3-0 count. Don't want to load the bases here if you're Gabriel Morales. The Indians led this game 1-0 at one point. It's falling apart a little bit. 3-0 with 1 out. Just outside on a fastball. Gives Owen Mealy a 4-pitch walk. His second time reaching base today, and Tyler Antwine has a huge chance.
Now batting number 38, Tyler Antwine.
Antwine looking to come and just do some big damage here. Certainly got a chance to blow this game wide open. We've seen 1 grand slam so far this year. That was from Tyson Reese,
who happens to be on deck, meeting at the mound, and the Indians have to know that they really need to get Tyler Antwine right here, because you don't want to face Reese and then Jackson and then Stillwell in the heart of the order. Double play would be ideal. Antwine so far today, flied out deep to center, got hit by a pitch and popped out. He's got home run power too, hit one in the exhibition against the Coastal Dodgers, but has just tried to get going this season, still 5 for 33 at the dish. Mound meeting over. Morales will face Antwine. Mealy is at first. Nagy's at second. Moore is at third. The pitch, low in the dirt, almost gets away. It stays with the catcher, Gregory. 1-0 count.
Yeah, that's the other last thing you want to do is chuck a ball to the backstop and give the Oaks a free run if you're the Indians.
1-0 count, and here's the set. Wind in the pitch, up and in on a fastball. 2-0 count to Antwine. Slider popped up right side, foul, headed over the fence, and plops over the bleachers. 2-1 count now against Antwine. Bases loaded. What a spot for the Oaks. Morales at the belt. Kicks and throws. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Now it's 2-2. Somehow there's a baseball in left center field. Time called as big throw from Capel gets it off. I don't know how that happened. I don't have the foggiest idea.
Only place I imagine it could have come from is the bullpen, but it's hard to imagine how it could have skewed in that direction.
Super, super wild pitch. Was rolling for sure. 2-2. Chopped left side toward the Indians' dugout.
Antwine doing what he needs to here. Just keep making Morales work for his outs here. It's just 1 out with the bases loaded.
Mora on third, Nagy on second, Mealy on first. Antwine facing Morales with the count at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Off speed gets Antwine to swing early, and that's the second out.
Now batting number 5.
How badly did Morales need that strikeout? Facing high pressure, the bases loaded and 1 out. There's so many ways you can score that runner from third, let alone really any of those runners, and Morales just dips low and gets Antwine to go fishing.
Tyson Reese is up with 2 outs. The pitch, slider outside. And the thing is, we saw Tyson Reese hit one off the wall in right field, and if I'm estimating correctly, this is a bit of an estimate, he's had 8 balls in the last 4 games that have been home runs or near it, whether foul, flyouts, or otherwise. 1-0. Slapped to second. Stop made by Mucchili, who gets it to first, and a sigh of relief for the Indians. Gabriel Morales slaps his glove. He gets out of a bases-loaded jam and retires the hottest hitter in the Oaks lineup in Tyson Reese. After 6, Oaks still lead 4-1, but the Indians are in a more manageable spot. Top of the 7th, and it's a 4-1 Oaks lead over the Indians. Kyle Zahn is on the mound, replacing Caden Ceramic, who threw 2 innings of 1-hit ball, did not allow a run, did not walk anyone, and struck out 2. Zahn comes out for his 5th appearance this season, coming off a 3-inning, 1-run day against the Riptide on June 27th.
Solid performance by Caden Ceramic, really by each of the Oaks pitchers that have thrown today, and Kyle Zahn gets ready for another day of work, coming off of his freshman year at Cal Lutheran, my own alma mater, and has composed a 2.0 ERA this summer so far.
9 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts. He had 4 appearances at Cal Lutheran, allowed 6 runs in 3 innings. He faces Drew Capel. First pitch is a fastball up and away. Ball 1 to Capel, who had a single in the 4th, but a strikeout back in the 2nd. Zahn at the belt. 1-0, taken low on a fastball. 2-0 count to Capel.
Capel 1 for 2 on the day. He singled and was caught stealing his last trip on the bases.
2-0 count with the Indians trailing by 3. The pitch. Fastball strike on the outside corner, low in the zone. 2-1 to Capel, who with his single today now has 4 hits on the year. Hits in each of his last 2 games. Kick in the 2-1. Fastball too high at the letters. 3-1 count. The Indians scored a run in the 3rd, but the Oaks responded with a 3-run home run from Dylan Jackson. And then in the 5th, they added a run as well. 3-1 from Zahn, just on the outside corner. Thought it might have been ball 4, but it was close enough. 3-2. Full count from Zahn to Capel. Kick in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Kyle Zahn blows away Drew Capel upstairs for the first out.
Now batting, number 50.
Just blew that one right by him on the upper part of the zone. And Zahn has his first out of the day.
Good start. And now he matches up against Chris Johnson, who has a ground out from the 5th inning and a walk from the 3rd. Wind up in the delivery. Poked foul right side over the bleachers. 0-1. Johnson jumps back into the box. Set from Zahn. 0-1. Slider called strike on the corner. 0-2. Zahn sneaks it into the zone against Johnson. Now, after allowing a full count in the previous at-bat before getting a strikeout, he's up to 0-2 in this at-bat. Delivery. Chopped weakly towards second. Mora makes the easy grab and tosses with plenty of time. Chris Johnson was really not even trying to run it out. And that's the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, I mean, you can say one thing about speed in general, but I don't care how fast you are. I feel like if you ground it softly and you really never know what could happen right there, it's always best to run it out.
2nd out of the inning. Brings up Hayden Hall. First pitch. Breaking ball, strike. Catches the outside edge. This is well worked so far from Kyle Zahn. Coming in, getting the strikeout, getting the weak contact. 0-1 the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball for strike 2. Hall wants to avoid the 2nd strikeout of his day. The Indians have really been silenced since the 3rd inning. Kyle Zahn is on the verge of ending the 7th. 0-2. Swung on and missed. Zahn dominance, 2 outs and a ground out. Makes it a 1-2-3 inning. will go stretch. Heading into the bottom of the 7th, the Oaks still lead 4-1. We're past the 7th inning stretch, and the Indians have a new pitcher. It's Carter Flockman, coming for his first CCL appearance. Flockman, class of 2026 at Garces Memorial High School. He's headed to Cuesta College, where he will presumably pitch. Stands at 6'5", 175 pounds, and getting some action against the Oaks, starting with Dylan Jackson. It's a tough guy to start with. Jackson had a 3-run homer in the 3rd, just 1 for 3 on the day overall.
We'll see how Jackson and the Oaks welcome Flockman into a beautiful summer of CCL baseball. And this is certainly a great test for Flockman in terms of the team that he's facing first.
It's been a long road for Flockman, who suffered a leg injury last June and has been grinding back for recovery. Now finally back out there on the mound, getting a chance to get into the action. First pitch to Jackson, popped straight up left side, headed foul, potentially toward the bleachers. 0-1. Nothing in 1. Flockman with a long wait. Delivers to Jackson. Pitch skips away. A ball and a strike.
Caden Stillwell waits on deck. Another quiet threat for the Oaks. He's had himself a good day at the plate.
Yeah, 2-hit day for him. 1-1. Fastball called strike 2. Right on the outside edge. So Dylan Jackson is behind in the count. Jackson, the one who went 2 for 3 in the All-Star game with 3 RBIs. One of 3 Oaks All-Stars alongside Brandon Contreras and Arnold Wu. 1-2. Flockman steps and fires. Swing and a miss. Jackson chased and barely got a foul tip into the glove of Gregory. That's his first strikeout today. What a start for Flockman.
Now batting, number 19.
Yeah, that slider really mixed Jackson up. And he started swinging quite a bit late. So that ball was almost past him already. First out for Flockman.
He gets the cleanup man to retire. Now Caden Stillwell is up. Stillwell has 2 singles and a pop out. First pitch, slider low and away. 1-0 count. Stillwell taps his cleat with that 14-game on-base streak, longest on the Oaks. We'll see if he can continue it throughout the whole season. 1-0. Popped up high and moderately deep. Capel now has to run in on it. He misjudged it, and it lets it fall. It actually wasn't that deep after all. Caden Stillwell gets a nice hit in the gap. And that might be his 3rd hit of the day if it's not an error.
I think that should be a hit.
It is indeed. 3 hits for Caden Stillwell. Aiden Voiles is now up. Voiles struck out in the 5th after substituting into the game for Danny Aguilera, which switched Tyson Reese over to first base. 1 runner on, 1 out. Flockman delivers. Fastball strike at the knees. Voiles is behind 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Next delivery. Breaking ball too high and a little bit inside, 1-1. Outfield straight away. Flockman brings it to his chest. 1-1. Tails low and away. Stillwell's over at first. We'll hope to advance. The Indians are really not out of this one. They just want a scoreless 7th. Flockman sets. Pitch to Voiles. Swung on, tapped off of Gregory, and it spins to a halt in the left-handed batter's box. Right-handed batter's box, I should say, 2-2.
Yeah, this game's certainly not out of reach, but the Oaks would love to get some more insurance here. They've got a 3-run lead.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Stillwell's at first, 4-1, Oaks advantage. Flockman nods and brings it. Pitch is low. Gregory tosses the mask away. Runner stays and the count's full. So this at-bat's gotten away from Flockman a little bit. Stillwell at first, and Voiles a chance to get a walk and join him on the base paths. 3-2 count. Set for Flockman. Runner goes the pitch. Chopped high to third. This might prevent a double play. Hall goes straight to first. Skip. Johnson can't play it. He runs after it. Stillwell gets to third. So great jump by Caden Stillwell on the hit and run to prevent a double play. And then an errant throw from Hall was not picked by Johnson. There's going to be an error somewhere. Runners on the corners.
Yeah, the defense has not really been sharp for the Indians today. All these extra outs are certainly hurting Santa Maria, and yet another error to allow Voiles to reach first on a play where the Oaks were potentially giving the Indians an out there.
Now just 1 out and runners on the corners for Nate Lopez. It is indeed an error on the third baseman Hall. First pitch tapped hard into left center. Deep enough for a sac fly. Banducci plays it. Stillwell heads home. No throw straight to the plate. It's the Oaks 5 and the Indians 1.
And I trust Stillwell did not leave early there.
I hope not. Not after Owen Mealy's fly out. That could have been a sac fly where Danny Aguilera left early in the 4th. Still a runner on first, 2 outs. Zach Mora is up for the 4th time today as a strikeout. Got hit by a pitch and reached on an error. It was also a Hall error, so Hall has 2 errors today. First pitch, upstairs. 1-0 to Mora.
Zach Mora reached on an error at third his last time up.
And Grant Rodriguez is on deck, preparing to potentially replace Zach Nagy. Pitch popped up. Right side foul toward the stands. It plops harmlessly behind them, 1-1. Blackman sets. 1-1. Fouled off again, right side. Jammed batter Mora just a little bit. Now it's 1-2. Flockman has a chance to get out of this. Flockman looks at first. Indians down by 4. Don't want to make it more. 1-2. Just outside, and now the count's even.
And the Oaks continuing to make Flockman work. The run damage this inning is not really his fault.
2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul ball into the screen. Pitch was way upstairs, and Mora fought it off. Voiles is over at first. 2-2 count. Flockman brings it home. Swinging a pop-up right side in foul territory. Johnson runs after it, reaches out, and makes the catch. Nice play by Chris Johnson over at first to end the inning. The Indians surrender 1, but the Oaks stop there. Headed to the 8th with a 5-1 Conejo lead. Top of the 8th, the Oaks have a 5-1 lead over the Indians. Looking to improve to 13-8 on the season and hand the Indians their 7th straight loss. A couple of changes in the field. Grant Rodriguez is in at second, shifting Zach Mora over to shortstop and taking Zach Nagy out of the game. And the Oaks also have a new pitcher. Kyle Zahn dealt a scoreless 7th, striking out 2, and he gives way to James Latshaw, who has pitched 4 innings this season in 3 appearances, 3 strikeouts, and 4 runs allowed.
Last seen on July 2nd versus the Orange County Riptide. Did not pitch a complete inning, though, as his last real pitching performance on July 1st, pitched an inning against the Santa Barbara Foresters, 1 run on 1 hit. His longest outing on the season came on June 14th against the Arroyo Seco Saints, where he went 2 innings, allowing 1 hit. Comes on for another inning here.
He gets the catcher, Blake Gregory, first. Latshaw, one of the two-way players that we have seen on this squad this season. Luke Medhurst, the other one, is done for the year, but Latshaw is still around after the All-Star break. He gets Gregory first, who's 1 for 2, had his single back in the 3rd.
Now batting number 2, Blake Gregory.
Gregory steps on in. The Indians have not scored since the third. They really need some offense. Latshaw shakes off the sign. And now comes set. The wind and the pitch. Fastball chop first base side. Stopped by Reese, who tosses to Latshaw, who steps on the bag. A well-orchestrated first out.
One pitch, one out. Very cleanly played by both Reese and Latshaw.
Now it's a pinch hitter for Santa Maria at the top of the order. Ulysses Call replacing Caden McLeod. First pitch, fastball outside to Call.
First offensive substitution we've seen from the Indians.
And Call, when he's gotten the call, has been really good. 4 for 5 this season, with a couple doubles. 1-0 pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. Some hard throwing stuff from James Latshaw.
Yeah, has got pretty good command of the strike zone. Versatile two-way player, has contributed on both sides of the field.
1-1. High chopper over to Lopez at third. He throws quickly to first, pulls Reese off the bag. Runner safe. So for how excellent Nate Lopez has been over at third, that is a surprise. Might be his first error in that spot this season, if it's deemed that way. Either way, Call beats it out.
He definitely had to get rid of that ball quickly, and he had a chance at Call at first. Call, yes, he is fast, but I think that throw did beat him timing-wise, but just pulled Reese too far off the bag, and Reese could not tag him in time.
It is ruled a single. Close play, and I mean, it's a slow high chopper, so understandable. First pitch is a strike to Jerem Damery, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Call at first has not stolen a base yet this season. He's got a short lead. Extends it a little. The 0-1. Up high and away. Indians needing at least 4 in the next 2 innings to stay alive. Latshaw at the belt. Fires up and away again. 2-1 after that fastball. As you mentioned, Latshaw's last appearance was against the Riptide when he pinch ran and then played in center field and then pitched a day before that against the Foresters on July 1st. 2-1 low and away. So the fastball misses. Latshaw's behind 3-1, and with a walk here, suddenly things would get more interesting for the Indians, who are not out of this.
They're certainly not, and another base runner here could put the Oaks in a slightly more vulnerable position.
3-1. Delivery, swing and a miss for strike 2. A much important pitch for James Latshaw. The Oaks this season at home have been dominant, 11-3, with all 3 losses coming to the Santa Barbara Foresters. 3-2 count with 1 out. Call at first. Short lead for him. Pitch. Just low, ball 4. Well done by Jerem Damery to reach base for the first time today.
Now batting number 46, Garrett Geenan.
Garrett Geenan will look to break out of a slump during this appearance at the plate. Geenan struck out all 3 times, all swinging. 1 out, 2 runners on. Latshaw gets ready. Looks at second and fires. First pitch fastball up and away. Ball 1.
What a time this would be for Geenan to break out of his strikeout slump.
4-run deficit for the Indians, but they're threatening here, making it interesting. Latshaw slings it home. Swinging a chopper, left side foul, picked up by the third base coach for Santa Maria. Now 1-1. Geenan's back in the box. Not his day so far, but that could change here in a big moment. Latshaw toes the rubber, looks back in. And sets. 1-1. Fastball, strike two. Well put on the outside corner. Geenan cannot afford a fourth strikeout today.
A run here with no outs on the play would bring the tying run to the plate.
Latshaw unloads on 2-2. Up and away. So a 3-2 count here against Geenan following the walk from Damery. Pardon me, 2-2 count. The set with 2 runners on. Latshaw looks at second and fires. Low and away. So now it's a full count. And this could be the chance that Geenan needs to get on base. Latshaw trying to lock back in and prevent further danger. This is a huge moment. Could bring the game-tying run to the plate for the Indians if Geenan's able to reach. 3-2 with 1 out. Comes home. Just outside on a fastball for ball 4. Back-to-back walks, and here's Dom Banducci with the bases loaded and 1 out. No, it's not. It's AP Antone Giovanni, a pinch hitter.
Now in the game, pinch hitting number 12, AP Antone Giovanni.
So Antone Giovanni did play the Oaks in these two teams' other matchup this season. He went 0 for 2 against them. He has 1 hit this year in his at-bats, 12 of them. The hit came against the Blues back on May 29th. Bases loaded for Antone Giovanni. First pitch, high and in for ball 1. Call on third, Damery on second, Geenan on first. AP Antone Giovanni is in the box, already ahead 1-0. Next pitch, fastball chopped directly downward and foul, 1-1.
He's batting in such a big spot here. Indians with the bags loaded, and we'll see if the walks really come back to bite Latshaw and the Oaks.
Latshaw tosses it home. Pitch is low. So 2-1 count after that fastball. It's just been slow, drawn-out at-bats so far for James Latshaw. He got a ground out for Blake Gregory, then allowed a single, then allowed back-to-back walks. It's a 2-1 count. Wind has completely died down. Pitch. Chopped foul. Again straight down. Blocked by Voiles that time. 2-2.
Pressure on both Latshaw and Antone Giovanni.
And Rocco Mucchili, the second baseman, could be on deck unless we see a pinch hitter. Mucchili had a double back in the second. It's the only extra base hit today for the Santa Maria Indians. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded. Latshaw gets set. Here's the pitch. Just outside on a fastball, the same spot where he missed to walk Geenan. Another 3-2 count, the third in a row. What a moment right now, an important one for Latshaw. Runner dancing around at third, the pitch. Swinging a chopper, foul, left side. Picked up by the third base coach, and we'll do it again. Call at third, Damery at second, Keenan at first. Antone Giovanni in a showdown with James Latshaw with the Indians down by 4 in the 8th. Another 3-2. Swinging a chopper over to short. Played by Mora, but he can't hang on to it. A run scores. It was a tough play. Lopez reached at it, realized he couldn't get it, and left it for Mora. Everybody advances, and it's 5-2.
Well, Mora may have bobbled that one, but I almost am tempted to think that it was more of a mistake by Lopez, as that ball was quite high above him, and Mora kept it on the infield and kept it to 1 run, but unfortunate break for the Oaks.
It is an RBI single for AP Antone Giovanni. Bases loaded for Rocco Mucchili. First pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball. So now Mucchili represents the go-ahead run. And the Indians, they got one. That's part of what they needed, but can't leave anything stranded here if they can avoid it. 5-2. They're looking to break out of a 6-game losing streak. 0-1 count. Pitch to Mucchili. Swung on and missed on a fastball low and in. For strike 2. Much better approach to this at-bat for James Latshaw so far. He gets a new baseball. Now it's Damery at third, Keenan at second, and Antone Giovanni, who had the productive pinch hit at bat, over at first. The 2 pinch hitters this inning both got singles. Drew Capel still remains on deck, the center fielder. The set with the count at 0-2 and 1 out in the inning. Pitch. Swing and a miss. That is a splitter. James Latshaw gets the second out.
What a comeback strikeout there.
Drew Capel.
Indians have scored 1 in this inning, and what a huge out to prevent, for the time being, another run from scoring.
Second out, and Latshaw has the splitter in his back pocket. He doesn't employ it that often, but he does right there. What a pitch selection. Capel is 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. Strike down the middle on a fastball, and Latshaw looks more dialed in.
He certainly does. That strikeout certainly a boost in confidence. Let's see if he can stamp on that here.
0-1 the pitch. Swung on, tipped into the mid of Voiles. 0-2. Suddenly, momentum has shifted. Bases still loaded. It's up to Capel to not end this inning right here. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Latshaw delivers. Called strike 3. Back to the off speed and back-to-back strikeouts for James Latshaw to end the inning. The Oaks are still on top by 3. What a finish to the frame. They strand 3 runners, and we take you into the bottom of the 8th with Conejo still up 5-2. Bottom of the 8th, and the Oaks still maintain a 3-run lead after stranding the bases loaded in the top of the inning. Carter Flackman is out there for his second inning.
Now batting number 11.
He allowed
Grant
1 run in the
Rodriguez.
7th on 1 hit. Grant Rodriguez will be the first batter to face him. Rodriguez subbed into the field at second base in the top of the 8th. Couple substitutions for the Indians. A.P. Antone Giovanni, after pinch hitting, is now in left, and Ulysses Call, after pinch hitting, is now in right. Flackman looks in on Rodriguez. First pitch. Fastball low and away for ball 1. Rodriguez is on a bit of a slump. 0 of his last 18 entering today. Pitch popped up over the screen and over the press box, 1-1.
It's one of those regular starters early on in the season. He's definitely also been relied on as a pinch runner at times in clutch situations.
1-1. Fastball skips past Gregory. 2-1 count. Rodriguez had a 4 RBI, 2-hit day against the Philippines baseball group back on June 23rd. Since then, has still been looking for a hit. 2-1. Up high on a fastball. 3-1, and Rodriguez could reach base right here. Potentially. As he steps back in. Flackman throws. Called strike 2 on a fastball. 3-2 count. Owen Mealy's on deck. Dangerous top of the order for the Oaks. We know that much. Count is full. Flackman wants to start the inning strong. Here's the pitch. High for ball 4. So finally, Grant Rodriguez breaks out of a cold spell. He gets on base and brings up Owen Mealy.
Now batting number 24, Owen Mealy.
So Owen Mealy's up. He's reached base twice today. 2 flyouts, a single, and a walk. Rodriguez over at first. He scored a run against the Riptide back on July 2nd as a pinch runner. He's dangerous on the base paths. Pitch is popped up, shallow right field in foul territory. Johnson's running at it. Might not have a chance. It lands toward the Oaks bullpen and hops above 3 players. 0-1.
Good effort, though, for him to make his way out there.
Jogs back in now, and we saw him hustle for a foul ball earlier. Couldn't get to that one. It was a longer run that time. Tyler Antwine's on deck. Runner on first, nobody out. The Oaks could use some insurance. Flackman is ready to go. Outfield pretty deep for Mealy. Here's the pitch. Tapped backwards into the fence. Mealy adjusts his batting gloves as he's behind 0-2. Mealy against Flackman. The scoring has died down in this game. 4 of the 7 runs came in the 3rd. 0-2. High above Mealy's helmet. Flackman lost control of the breaking ball. 1-2. Look over at first in the set. Inside target. 1-2. Fastball slapped left side and through for a base hit. Mr. Multi-Hit Mealy has another multi-hit day, his 6th on the season.
He just ripped that ball right through the left side. Gets his 2nd of the day. And the Oaks threatening for some more insurance here.
Tyler Antwine could really blow things apart. 2 runners on, still nobody out. Rodriguez is at second and Mealy's at first. Pitch to Antwine. Smoked hard, left field, headed foul though. That would have been trouble had it stayed fair. 0-1.
It's a little bit of trouble for us to see where it was going.
That's also true. Appeared to have landed right in the vacated bullpen area for Santa Maria. 0-1. Pitch to Antwine. He gets a hold of it to left, and that one's down and fair. Rodriguez speeds home, makes it in ahead of any throw. And Mealy advances, and Antwine has an RBI at 6-2 Oaks.
Now batting number 5, Tyson Reese.
Tyler Antwine comes through, gets the RBI. Smoked that ball into left field. Rodriguez has got great wheels. He comes home. That throw coming toward the plate that was cut off a little bit short of the plate. I almost wondered if they were going to make the throw home. They elected not to.
Now Tyson Reese is ready to bat. 10 extra base hits this season for him. 6 in the past 4 games. First pitch outside for a ball. Actually, now he tries to step in with two runners on, and still nobody out. 4-run lead this time for the Oaks. Pitch. Swing and a miss. That was a home run swing. Couldn't get to the breaking ball, 1-1. Reese steps in. Flackman comes set. Antwine had the RBI moments ago. Pitch is just outside. And Antwine's over at first. Mealy's at second. 2-1 count now.
You saw Reese smoke a ball off the right field wall back in the 5th.
Nearly a home run in that instance. 2-1. Tipped foul hard into the backstop. 2-2 on Reese. Can he put the Indians' hopes to bed? 2 balls, 2 strikes, and nobody out. Outfield deep. Here's the pitch. Swinging a weak fly ball left side. Golfed to Antone Giovanni, who makes the play for the first out.
Now batting number 12, Dylan Jackson.
Dylan Jackson is now the man at the plate. Jackson had the home run back in the 3rd to give the Oaks the lead that they have not given up since. 1 for 4 today, has 2 runners on and 1 out. Almost the same situation he had in the 3rd, except there were 2 outs at the time of his home run. Set from Flackman. Outfield deep. The pitch. Swinging a high pop-up. We've seen a number of those today. Catcher Gregory looks at it, trying to play it, and makes the catch. Well done for the second out.
Big second out that the Indians certainly needed. Gregory was able to track that ball well behind the plate.
Caden Stillwell has a 3-hit day already, and he has 2 runners on to work with 2 outs. Aiden Voiles is on deck. Mealy's at second, Antwine's at first. Flackman wants to get out of his second inning of work. The pitch. Check swing, but it looks like he went around for strike 1. Two and a half hours of game time gone by here in the bottom of the 8th. Indians down 4. Pitch. Popped up. Right side of the infield. Playable for Johnson at first and Mucili at second, and the latter makes the catch. So a quick 3 outs to get out of a mini jam. We'll go into the 9th. The Indians need 4 to keep this game alive. Can they get it? Find out after the break. Top of the ninth, and the Indians need a miracle. Down 6-2 to the Oaks. They'll have to get at least 4 runs off Jaden Valdez, the 6th pitcher of the day for the Oaks. He replaces James Latshaw, who allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and got 2 strikeouts last inning. Valdez comes in for his 6th appearance of the year, coming off a scoreless inning against the Philippines baseball group back on June 30th. Valdez this season has a 6 ERA and 6 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts as well.
Comes on looking for a save right here. Looking to close the door on the Santa Maria Indians. Oaks 3 outs away from their 2nd straight win.
Chris Johnson.
He first faces Chris Johnson, who's over his last 9 but has 5 walks in that span. Valdez gets sorted, adjusts his hat. Now he looks in and sets. First pitch to Johnson. Swing and a miss on a fastball way up at the chin. 0-1. Johnson walked in the 3rd, grounded out in the 5th, and grounded out in the 7th. Next pitch to him. Fastball just inside for a ball. Johnson spent 2026 at Cuesta College, went 5 for 26. One count. Valdez's pitch. Fastball called strike right down the pipe. 1-2. Valdez steps back on the rubber against Johnson. Here's the set. Kicking the 1-2. Breaking ball fouled off right side and over the fence. Valdez just typically finds a way to get through innings. Doesn't get phased by a bad walk or a bad hit allowed. Usually bounces back from those. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Goodbye, Chris Johnson. That's a 1/3 of the way to the Oaks' victory.
He blew that fastball right by him. Up and away. That pitch was unhittable.
Now a pinch hitter, Chase Barreto, coming up with 1 out and nobody on.
Pinch hitting number 6, Chase Beretta.
Barreto listed as a catcher, taking the place of the 3rd baseman Hayden Hall, at least in the batting lineup. Pitches high and in for a ball. Stands at 6'2", 175 pounds. Played in 3 games this season, but does not have a hit. Just 1 at bat. The pitch, swing and a miss for a strike. He has 1 walk on the year, which came against the Oaks back on June 28th. Valdez to the belt. 1 out, nobody on. 1-1 offering. Right down the middle on a fastball for strike 2. Outfield shallow for Barreto. Jaden Valdez has worked quickly and efficiently so far this inning. 1-2. Up high at the helmet level. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Set to Barreto. Tipped into the backstop just barely. It rattles off the fence and bounces back toward the batter's boxes. 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up with the count still at 2-2. Valdez gets ready again. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him to fan at high heat, and that's 2 down in the 9th.
Back-to-back strikeouts that the Oaks have had. Latshaw struck out 2 in a row to end the bottom of the 8th, or the top of the 8th. And here Valdez strikes out the first 2 in the 9th, and the Oaks 1 out away.
It's up to Blake Gregory to keep this game going, and Gregory's 1 for 3 with a single back in the third. The pitch. Does a good job holding back on a fastball at the letters for ball 1.
Well, that's what a scorebook is for. Keep track of all those consecutive strikeouts.
We'll see if Valdez can make it 5. 1-0. Slider called strike at the belt. Well pitched for the first strike of the at-bat. Ulysses Call is on deck, and Call had a pinch hit single back in the 8th. 1-1. Fastball driven into center, shallow center. Playable, diving attempt unsuccessful. Mealy actually didn't dive, and smartly so because he blocked it. A single, though, for Blake Gregory, his second hit of the day.
He's able to get just enough of a piece of that ball to put it in a tough spot in the shallow center field. He floated that one short of center, and Mealy just came up a tad short.
Ulysses Call steps in. Runner goes, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. And man, Gregory didn't slide. He got in standing up, though. Also hesitated a bit and still made it over. 0-1 the count, but now a runner in scoring position for Santa Maria.
Yeah, quite an interesting play in retrospect. And Gregory certainly glad to be in scoring position for at least a chance to stay alive.
0-1 count, though. Valdez sets against Call. Pitch. Fastball backs up Call for the first ball. Wind has died down here at Ventura College, just past 6:30 local time. Long look in the set for Valdez with the count at 1-1. Kicking the pitch. Swinging a tap into the screen. The Indians are down to their last strike. 1-2. 2 outs. 1 runner in scoring position and a 4-run deficit. Things are looking dire. The Oaks looking to improve to 12-3 at home. Time is called as Valdez steps off. Jerem Damery is on deck for the Indians. Damery is 0 for 3 with a walk. Valdez brings it to the belt with the count at 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball into shallow center. This could do it. Playable for Rodriguez, and he makes the catch. The game's over. The Oaks hold on. They trailed 1-0 back in the third, but scored 3 runs in the bottom of the inning and didn't look back. The Oaks improved to 11-3 at home. 12-3 at home, pardon me. 13-8 overall. Get another win following the All-Star break. A well-done game.
Yeah, job well done by the Conejo Oaks. The Indians struck first in the top of the third, and then in the bottom of the third, Dylan Jackson with the long ball, the 3-run home run. The Oaks never relinquished their lead from there, and they were certainly fortunate enough to score a few more throughout the game. Indians were able to manufacture 1 more run, but the Oaks have won their second straight game.
13-8, the Conejo Oaks right in the thick of things in the playoff picture. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, for another Oaks home matchup. Alongside Sammy Fawn, I'm Calvin Kaplan, saying so long and good night. See you back here tomorrow.